This first practice that we'll do is called moving through the 5 fields. 5 fields being the feet, the knees and the legs, the hips, and then the torso, and the arms and hands, and the neck and the head. So we'll begin this practice by just gently moving a little side to side. Feel the ball of the foot a little bit and then lean back a little bit, presence the heel. Just feel the movement, slight movement in the ankles. And now allow your attention to move up into your legs. You can bend your knees slightly and keep the knees soft rather than locking. Just keep the knees slightly bent. And now you can settle a little bit in the low back. Settle down. Just feel that nice grounded feeling through the legs, through the hips and the feet. And then continuing to move in the hips up into the chest. You can engage the arms a little bit. Just move the arms as feels right. And then just allow your neck to loosen. Move your head around. Again, honoring your own body's range of motion here as we go. Good, and then settle back to stillness. This posture of stillness we call Wu Qi, standing meditation practice. And we'll return to this practice often today as we go through our various movements. In Wu Qi, we stand with the feet about shoulder width apart. Stand back here so you can see my feet as I'm right back here. So the feet are about shoulder width apart or about hip width, like that. And the knees are soft. It's important to keep the knees soft, slightly soft like this rather than locked. We want to keep the knees soft. And then, as I mentioned a few moments ago, we settle in the low back. So rather than being upright like this, we settle down. So just feel your center of gravity settle down. Knees soft. Settling the tailbone down. And then the arms just relaxed alongside the body. There's a little space here between the arms and the sides of the body. And the hands just relax like you can see here alongside. And then allow there to be a slight lift along the back of the head with the chin just slightly settled down. Good. And the gaze is soft, just gently gazing out. So here we're aligning the 3 centers of the body, the head and the space of the heart and the space of the hara. Just imagine a vertical flow of qi up to the heavens, coming down through the field of the head, the heart, and the hara, down into the earth. Settled here in Wu Qi. Now from here, we'll do our first movement practice, which is called radiant body breathing. So we begin with the inhale and gently allow the arms to come up, palms up at the shoulders. Nice full breath, inhale up. And then exhale, settling the qi down through the body. A little more presence in the heels, settling down. Exhale, and on the inhale we come up. A little more presence in the front part of the foot. And settle, release, exhale. Settle in the low back, a little more in the heel, on the breath, exhale, and then inhale slightly forward on the foot. And settle, release. As this movement becomes a little more familiar to you physically, just again allow relaxed intention to guide here. Soften through the body. Being present. And one more cycle here. Slowly settling back to Wu Qi. And just allow the breath here to be natural, relaxed. And just presence here, notice, witnessing what's arising. Nothing to make up, just here now. So this next practice is the complementary practice to whole body breathing called central channel breathing. So we'll begin with the hands in front of the space of the hara. And the hara is an energy center just below the navel. So if we put your fingers right on the belly button or the navel, the hara is right about the belt line, just below the navel. It's the center of the body. So just hold your hands right here in front of the hara. And now in the in-breath, inhaling, coming up the center of the body, bringing chi up through the feet, up through the legs, up through the body, and out through the head. And then exhale, settle, release. And inhale, again up through the central channels. And settle. Settle in the heel, a little more in the heel. Low back settles down. Then inhaling a little more toward the ball of the foot, coming up. And release. Exhale, settle. Soft knees. Inhale, chi flowing up from the earth, up through the body, releasing out through the top of the head, and settle. And one more cycle here. Again, settling back to Wu Qi, standing meditation practice. Again, the gaze is soft, kindness, equanimity, presence. Good. This next practice is called 3 centers breathing. So we'll pulse the field of the hara, and then the heart, and then the space of the head, the 3 centers. So we'll begin with the hands right about at the belt line, right in front of the hara. Hands are relaxed. On the in-breath, gently pulse the space of the hara open. These are just small movements. They're not way out here like this. Just gentle, small movements pulsing the chi here. Inhale, pulsing the space open, a little bit forward on the foot. Exhale, settle back. As you inhale, there's a slight lift as you come forward on the foot. And on the exhale, you settle down in the heel, low back. Inhale, expand, open. Exhale, settle. Just feeling this movement coming from the inside out. It's like the pulse itself is moving the arms. The arms just follow. The chi arising naturally from within. Keep the shoulders nice and soft here. Relaxed intention guiding the movement. Good, and now settle for a moment here. And now floating the hands up to the space of the heart. This posture we call universal embrace. The hands are out in front of the space of the heart about this far. Good, and on the in-breath, again we pulse the space open. And on the exhale, we settle. Pulsing this whole space of the heart. A nice gentle lift on the inhale, expand, and then settle, release. And pausing here for a moment. Good, and now floating the hands up to the field of the head. And inhale, opening that space of the head, and exhale, settle. A nice lift on the inhale, a little forward on the ball of the foot, and exhale, settle. Good, so now as the hands come back, just allow the hands to float back down, settling once again to standing meditation Wuji posture. This next practice we call pulsing from the core. There's a two-part practice. We'll do the first part and then we'll follow with the balancing component to this pulsing from the core practice. So we begin by gently wrapping the hands forward, backs of the hands together, and make a gentle C shape of the spine so the lower back is settled down, a little more presence in the heels. It's not way over like this. You're mostly upright. It's just a very gentle C shape. Soften the shoulders. And then presence the feet and the legs, and just relaxed intention, guiding a pulse coming up through the legs, rippling up through the body. The arms follow, inhale, and settle the arms down the sides. Wrap forward, pulsing up, nice lift here. Exhale, settle, and wrap forward. Pulse, inhale, opening the front of the body. Settle. Back of the body opens. Inhale up, front space opens. Inhale. Wrapping forward. The back shoulder blades open in the back, and then as you pulse upward, the front opens. Settle. Again, as with all these practices, presence your own body, honor your own range of motion. And we'll do one more cycle here. And settle for a moment into Wu Chi. Good. And now we'll do the balancing component to pulsing from the core. For this practice, we push the hands back as if we're touching a wall behind the body. A little more presence in the heels here. And now again, presence your awareness in the feet and the legs. And just visualize Qi pulsing up through the feet, up through the legs as it rises up through the body. There's a lift coming up. The arms wrap forward and settle. And then again, there's like a wave comes up through the body, lifting everything. Hands forward and settle. Inhale, pulsing up. And exhale, settle, release. Inhale, pulse flowing up, rippling up through the body, nurturing, cleansing, and then settling back to the earth. Qi flowing through, life force moving through, healing, cleansing. And one more cycle here. And settle. Release, presence, Wu Qi. So let's go ahead and do just a light shake out. So just shake the hands and shake the whole body. Any excess energy, just release it here. Good. And now on the in-breath, bring the hands up and release. And one more time, bringing the hands up, arms up, and let go on the exhale. Good. This next practice will be doing rotations in the hips. So for this practice, take a slightly wider stance. Allow the body to be settled slightly in the low back. And the hands are together with the hands are on the hips with the fingertips kind of in the area of the kidneys, the low back. Just feel that space. Maybe give it a little energy rub it just a little bit here and settle. Good, and then just begin gentle clockwise movement here in the hips. Just breathe naturally as we go here. This is a lovely practice for connecting the upper and lower body through the central area of the hips. And just feeling the feet planted on the ground and the nice fluid motion inside the hip joints. Good, and then pause, and now let's go the other way. And that's good, great. Let's settle back to Uchi for a minute. Just come back, feet shoulder width apart. This next practice is called Dispersal Swings. So for this practice, again, we take a wider stance, settle again in the settle down in the low back, so you have a really nice stable base here. And for this practice, mostly moving back and forth in the waist rather than, we're not turning the lower body like this. The lower body remains stable like this. And the movement originates within, and the arms are just going to follow along. So just and just allow the breath to be easy here as we go. Good, and just kind of let it wind down. We'll do 3 more practices today, and then it'll be followed by a period of have a few moments here for if you have any questions about the practice. So this next practice is called Yin and Yang breathing. This is a wonderful practice. It opens up the whole space of the heart, the heart and lung meridians that come across the clavicles here and go out through the arms. So for this practice, we float the arms up and the backs of the hands are together. Again, we're settled, we're a little more presence on the heels here, settled in the low back. Good, shoulders remain soft. Good, and on the inhale, you open, thumbs point toward the back, nice opening through the whole front space of the body, a little more presence in the front of the foot, and exhale, settle. Inhale. Good, and settle. And on the inhale, the hands come back just alongside. We're not going way back like this. We're practicing underdoing, so the hands come back just directly across like this. Inhale, open. And exhale. Expand, open, and settle on the exhale. Two more cycles here. Now as the hands come back together, we'll just allow the palms to come down, settle for a moment into Wu Qi. And now we'll do some integrating breath. So inhale, again the hands come up, palms up at the shoulders. And this time as we exhale, the palms face the floor, settle, hands alongside the body, press down, lengthen. Good. Inhale, up. Settle on the low back, a little more presence in the heel. Slight pushing up. Lengthen. Inhale. This time as the hands come up, cross them above the head. Slowly settle. Hands down through the central channels of the body, settling down in the hara. Just feeling into the merits of our practice today. And just notice how the space of your awareness and your body feels now having practiced together. And now bringing the feet together and the fingertips together. Presence the space of the heart. May we and all beings together experience and know ongoing good health, loving kindness for self, for one another. Blessings, gratitude, equanimity. Thank you so much for being here today.